Hi everyone, thank you Holly for asking me to contribute to the group today. I'm very excited to share with you some goal setting tools and tips for your businesses and your personal life perhaps if you find them appropriate for that as well. For those who don't know me, my name's Jo. I run Jo Long Consulting, which is a business that works with small and medium-sized businesses on strategy, marketing and process efficiency. So on today's topic, goal setting. So why should we goal set, I suppose, is the first question. So goal setting basically is one of the simplest ways of creating a pathway from one place to another. It's as simple as that. So whether that's on your personal life, so for example, if I was saying to you, meet me in a coffee shop in Richmond somewhere, you'd go away, you'd probably find out where the cafe was, you'd work out how you're going to get there, how long it would take, all that kind of stuff. So it's just creating a pathway. That would be your goal from getting from one place to the cafe and how you're going to do it. So it's the same for business really. And without goals and objectives within those goals and all those elements that go within a business strategy, we're actually almost like a boat without a rudder, because the business is just going to drift like a boat would, just drift from side to side, not really knowing where it's going and not really going anywhere, to be honest. So it's really important to set those goals so you can have something to aim for, but also so you can track where you've been and how you got there, and actually if it's worth you revisiting that to make sure you're going to ultimately where your kind of vision for your business or your personal life is. So goal setting is like I say, a practical and proven method of actually accomplishing more in a shorter period of time, but actually there's also some personal benefits as well. So it improves motivation because it's giving you something to aim for. It can improve your confidence because it identifies learning gaps so you can upgrade your skill set. It also heightens self-esteem and confidence as well, which can be great for certain people in areas of their life where perhaps they're not as confident as they could be. But there's lots of reasons why people don't goal set. So some of them would be something like they just don't work, which is, like I say, is complete fib actually, because it's a proven way of making sure that people get from one place to the other and can track where they've been. Other people say they don't have enough time. Well, actually, you're going to waste more time by not having those goals and giving direction to yourself. Again, rudderless boat. Just think of that. If you haven't got any goals, you're just going to drift around, not going anywhere. And the third reason, most common reason, is fear of failure or rejection. So as when we're children at school, we're told to learn from our failures, and that failure isn't wrong. It's just the way of life, and that's how you grow. But when we become adults, we seem to forget that, and it's really kind of society makes it a real stigma to fail at something, when actually if you look at any of the successful business people in the world today, all of them have failed at things and they've all learnt from it. And that's the key, is learning from what you experience and using those behaviours and those learning patterns to make sure that something does happen next time or doesn't happen next time, whichever you need to do. So what is a goal, I suppose? So the definition of a goal is a clear but broad outcome over a specific period of time. So it's a tailored element to achieve, I suppose, the greater vision and strategy for your business or your personal life. We'll say your business for now. So it needs to be quite clear, have clarity and focus, but not too specific. Okay, we'll come into the detail of that first. In a minute. So the goals are part of the business strategy. So your strategy is going to be the big vision of your business, what your business wants to achieve. So your vision and your strategy kind of go together. Your vision obviously is the big cloud of what you want to achieve. Your strategy is how you're going to approach that. And then under that are your goals. So that again, they're going to be clear but quite broad. So there's nothing really specific about it. And then to underpin those, your goals will be the objectives, and they are much more specific. So you may have heard of SMART objectives. So the SMART being an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and timely. And those are going to really create those tighter boundaries and also chunk everything down into smaller parts so it's easier for you to achieve and easier again to track how those achievements are going. So, and underneath the objectives, of course, then you have your tactics or your tools of what you're going to employ to achieve those objectives and therefore your goals. So those are the kind of key elements really, but with regards to actually setting goals, what methods can we use or what tools can we use? So I basically have 3 tools that I share with my clients, and they go from one very pragmatic view to one much more kind of life coach, maybe more holistic type of view. So I'm going to show you each of those three, and then what I'll do also is post pictures of them underneath the Facebook post, so you can actually refer to them and you can ask me more questions if you need to. So I hope you'll be able to see this. So the first one, which is this one at the top, so I'm going to cover a little bit of that up, this one here. So this is very pragmatic, like I say, so it's very factual. So basically we're working out where we are now, which is here, where we want to be in a year's time, for example, and these are your objectives. So this is your goal, so going from here to here, whatever that means. So say £1,000 a month in a year's time. So that's your goal. These under here would be objectives, so much more specific on how you're going to achieve that. So in Q1 it might be this, I'm going to do this, that and the other. So again, very specific, trackable objectives in there. And then underneath here are your little kind of mind blowing activity of tactics and tools on how you're going to achieve the objectives or make the objectives come to pass and therefore achieve your goal. So that's a very pragmatic point of view, but it's very simple to use as well, because it's literally going from one place to the other and how you're going to get there. The second one, which hopefully you can see, is, like I say, has a bit more personal development to it. So it again still centres mainly from the top down around your vision and strategy, your goal setting, so setting the goals like as in here, objectives and tactics. So again, you can mind map all of these and work how these tactics and objectives can underpin your goals. But you've also got elements of habits in here and belief. So the habits actually can be positive ones or negative ones. So positive habit might be the fact that you prep your day every evening, the evening before, or you spend an hour on a Sunday scheduling all your social media posts, things like that, or some of your social media posts. So that could be some positive habits there. There could be some detrimental habits as well, such as the self-talk, so how you speak to yourself. Perhaps going to networking meetings on a regular basis to one that you go to all the time, you know all the people there, you know they're not going to give you anything from a business point of view, it's just a nice to do. So actually that's quite a bad habit, because you're not going to grow your business, it's not going to take you any nearer to your end results. And then you've got your beliefs. So again, there's your self-beliefs, so again self-doubt, maybe you're not worthy to earn more than X amount a month, all that kind of stuff. So within there, you can work on those as well. So you're still working on your elements of your business strategy, if you like, and all those underpinning parts, but you've also got some personal developments in there as well. Now, the third one, which I want to touch on, is basically, you may have seen this, it's a life coaching wheel, quite widely used, and you can use it for your personal life as well as your business life. It works whichever way you want to use it, to be honest. And you can use basically put any topics in here or areas of your life, your business life, your personal life. So you could have finances, you could have resources, on personal life, obviously you could have relationships, whatever. And you fill in one solid line where you think you are now. So for example, if you had financials on your business here, and maybe you're earning £20 a month from your business, for example, then you'd probably have a line fairly low here, a solid line. But then you'd also put in a dotted line here, which is maybe 8, which might equate to a value, say £1,000 a month. And that's what you'd be aiming for. And then as you go through and revisit this wheel, as the months pass or weeks pass, whatever, you can see yourself hopefully moving out towards this target, and then when you finally achieved it. So again, it's reviewing and tracking where you're going with it. Okay, so those are the 3 methods that I tend to use. They all pretty much centre around one pathway where you basically set your goals, obviously making them clear, making them personal to you, not anyone else. It's no one else's business really what your goals are. So making them clear, making them personal to you, and having them written down is very, very important. It's proven as well scientifically that if we write something down, we're more likely to try and make it happen within our brain. We're going to aim towards that. So really there's a method that you can think of every time you come to do this, and it should be a regular thing. It shouldn't just be once every 5 years or whatever. It needs to be fairly regular. It doesn't have to be every week either, but maybe every 6 months you can review it, depending on your tracking and what your goals are originally. So basically, set yourself a goal, make yourself a plan to action, get to work on it. So don't just sit around looking at it, actually get on and do it. Stick at it for a bit, because you'll need to stick at it. It won't all happen at once straight away, and then you need to review it and see where you've come from. Okay, so once you've got your goals, so basically the hierarchy to remember is vision and strategy at the top, Goals, clear but broad. Objectives, very, very specific. Tactics, tools on how to get that to happen. Then once you've got all that set out, you can start to action plan and really work out how you're going to create these things to happen. And with that, you'll also understand what resources you have. So where you have resource gaps, maybe you need to call on outsourcing elements or your friends and family if it's more of a personal issue that you need childcare or whatever to help you gain that traction in your business. So you want to prioritize as well. So make sure you've got all those elements that are going to really take you big steps forward to reach your goal rather than smaller ones. So again, it might be finding specific networking events with those people that are actually relevant to your business, rather than just going again to a network meeting where you know everybody. It's a really lovely time because you can have a nice chat and a cup of tea, but actually it's not moving you towards your goal, and that's really what you want to try and achieve. Okay, so there's priorities there as well, actioning, chunking your diary to make sure it's achievable, making sure you can fit the time in. There's no point again in overcommitting yourself and then finding that actually you can't achieve anything, becoming totally overwhelmed, and then it all goes to the books again. And then review and tracking again, like I say, regular reviews, track things you're able to. So whether it's number of clients, whether it's number of items sold, whether it's financial profit wise, it could be networking meetings you're going to, anything like that. So make sure you can track it very simply. It doesn't have to be anything complicated, just on an Excel spreadsheet, it's perfect. But you can actually see what's happening and track that over a number of months, and you can therefore review if you have met your target. Amazing. So what's actually helped you do that, and can you do more of it? If you haven't met your target or your goal, then why not? What failed? So was it maybe some tactics you were using didn't work effectively as you thought they would do? In which case, is there something else? So it just gives you that chance to go back and review it, amend things, tailor your strategy, tailor your goals, tailor your objectives and the tools you're using to really create a very robust plan for yourself. So just to finish off, very quickly, some tips for you. So make time to goal set. Take some time out. Only has to be an hour every month or something like that to goal set, but set yourself some goals so you can track them. Make sure they're clear, they're specific, they're personal to you, and they're written down. Very important. Number 3 is have a look at the tools that I've just described to you. Pick out one that resonates with you most, or just try all 3, whichever suits you best. Run with that, see how it works for an amount of time, and then if you need to change them, it's up to you, or you want to have a bit of a change, you can do, it's fine. So set clear goals, like I say, for maybe you can have really small goals for every week, you could have every month, you can have every 6 months, but try not to set too many either, so it doesn't become too overwhelming and you're just not going to achieve anything then, okay? Chunk down your diary, make sure that it's achievable, make sure you've got resource in your diary, resource physically around you as well. Track your progress, very, very important, otherwise you won't know if you're being successful or not. And be prepared to be flexible too. So none of this is set in stone. If you're creating goals for the first time, they're a great starting point, but be aware that maybe in 2 months' time or 6 months' time, you might actually need to change some goals because they're not actually what you thought you wanted, or you're struggling to find the resource or the tools. There's maybe some learning you need to do before you can use those tools to actually implement it as well. And then finally, do something every day and just keep at it. Just get the grit. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't beat yourself up if you don't achieve your goals. It happens. That's what the learning is from. Go back, review, work out why it didn't happen, and then learn from that and make it better next time. So those are my tips and my tools for goal setting. I hope it's been useful. Please, if you've got any questions at all or any comments, do fire them on the Facebook post underneath in the comments, and I will get back to you as soon as I can and as concisely as I can do. If you want more detail, you can contact me through my website or my Facebook page, so jolongconsulting.com, or you can email me at jo@jolongconsulting.com. So not much more for me to say apart from have a really great rest of your day, and I will look forward to hearing lots of successes very soon on the goal setting front. Thanks for your time. Bye.